Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, and welcome to Sitka, Alaska. Morning. I'm Bonnie from Voyage Cruise and Travel, and with over 50 cruises and 72 countries behind me, I love helping travelers know what to expect when they are in port and what is available. Pretty beautiful morning here in Sitka. Today I'll take you to the Totem Pole Park, Raptor Center, and the Tlingit Cultural Center. I took a tour with Princess. I'm on the Ruby Princess, but I will share with you how you can explore this Totem Pole Park on your own and even downtown on your own if you would rather be independent of a tour. So let's get started. The shuttle bus line is this way, and that's all to get to downtown. There is a free shuttle bus that runs every 10 to 15 minutes from the cruise terminal, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get to downtown Sitka, about a 6-mile drive, and it drops you off at Harrigan Sentinel Hall. From here you can walk to Totem Pole Park, explore downtown, or join an organized tour. The tour that I took did leave from the cruise port terminal.
We don't have any pesticides on agricultural fields here. We don't have any farming. We don't have any cows. We have a couple horses, but they're just for fun with a family. Part in our story, and if you look off to the right, probably at about 4 o'clock, yes, you'll see it. It may be almost 5 o'clock. It's a volcano, and just keep looking to the right. There's no snow on it now, but it's Mount Edgecombe, and that plays a big part in our story about the indigenous tribes that settled here between 4,000 and 8,000 years ago.
Our first stop was the Alaska Raptor Center. It is a non-profit rehabilitation facility for eagles, owls, and other birds of prey that have been injured. You'll see bald eagles up close and learn about the work being done to reintroduce them into the wild.
Some in an air flight center within the building that's long enough for them to be able to practice flying.
The Raptor Center is about 2 miles from downtown. On cruise days, taxis and Ubers are scarce, so this stop is best visited as part of a tour.
Breeding efforts and banning chemicals like DDT, there are no
Pretty much everything is self-contained indoors, and you can see the eagles. It's pretty dark in there, so you can't really take pictures too well. Not sure what this is over here. Like a falcon. Oh, there you go. The Sitka National Historical Park, the Totem Pole Park, is a highlight of the Sitka area. The tour itself takes us on a walk to the river and then a short little loop back into the visitor center, but you're able to continue further to see more totem poles if you have time and energy. I don't know, it's like a story happening here.
Several clans, like maybe almost 30 clans under those two divisions. The Bear clan under the Eagle Moyet, and at the top, above that is the Frog clan under the Raven Moiety.
It's a pretty hike to the river where there's salmon spawning. The loop trail is about 1.5 miles. It winds through old-growth forest past historic replica totem poles. So it's salmon spawning in the last couple weeks. They're laying their eggs and then they die. Wow. So the bears are going to come down and get the salmon, right?
And they take them into the forest and eat them there, and then the carcasses decompose in the forest. So
But blueberries, huckleberries, black huckleberries. These are all salmon berries. And here's another one with its root system halfway out of the ground.
This reminds you of Hawaii, right?
Here we go.
Rainforest.
Here's a nice tree. It's called the shake. You can shake hands with that tree.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Native heart. So you probably lost the story in the first generation or two.
Beautiful, though, isn't it? Gorgeous day. This is, they said that these over here are replicas.
Yeah.
They're not the real thing.
Right.
Amazing, and I would really recommend this park because it's free to come in here. You can walk from downtown. It's a mile walk along the water, and you see these replica totem poles like this. It's beautiful. I didn't do this last time. This is just gorgeous. And it is very doable to do on foot. The walking directions are very simple. From the Harrigan Centennial Hall where you're dropped off on the bus, all you need to do is turn right onto Harbor Drive and follow the Sitka Sea Walk about 15 to 20 minutes until you reach the Visitor Center and at the east end of Lincoln Street. It's a naturally protected port, abundant fishing and food gathering, direct access to the Pacific Ocean. And here we are. It was a big European trade. The pelt was soft gold. That's what got all the Russians here, and it was kind of a prestigious thing. And sitting here taking a little rest. You can continue further to see more totem poles if you have time and energy, and there are some stops along the way. It is very scenic and just a beautiful area. Wow, this is so nice. There's nobody around. But there's some picnic tables here. This would be probably a good place to have a picnic. It's so quiet. I love it. The Visitor Center includes traditional Tlingit tools, garments, canoes, and additional totem displays. There's a totem exhibit within the inside of the Welcome Center. So lots of different things happening here, as well as the walk.
This is our main street. This is Lincoln Street. It was called the Governor's Walk, and when the Russians were here, they had their top dogs were called governors, and every morning the governor would take his constitutional walk down to that forest, and it was a forest at that time. So it's been around as a beautiful, beautiful spot in nature for a long time. That was in the early 1800s to now. To the right, the gold two-story building. This is really worth a visit. You have time for this because downtown is so close. And as we come up to this light, we're going to see over on the left Centennial Hall where the buses are running the shuttles all the time. Right here.
That's the downtown. The shuttles are over there.
If you look off to your left, you'll see these buses circling around, and that's what you can catch on your way back.
Oh.
They leave so they fill up the bus, so people have no trouble getting back. It's free, and you don't need a reservation to get back. And if you have a reservation, you don't have to stick to that time. You can do whatever you want. And on this side of the bridge is our hospital, and also what used to be a naval base during World War II.
After we regrouped back at the Visitor Center, our bus crossed the bridge near Sitka High School and the Sheldon Jackson College, and we were enjoying the scenic views of Sitka Sound. The Sitka National Historic Park, featuring the Tlingit totem poles and the scenic forest trail, is a top excursion, along with the Alaska Raptor Center. You can visit the historic Russian Bishop House and St. Michael's Russian Orthodox Cathedral. Adventurous options include kayaking and a unique metal art class at the Salty Sitkan. So those are things people like to do. Back downtown, we attended a performance at the Tlingit Cultural Center. It was interesting to see the different age groups participating in storytelling, drumming, and traditional dance.
The stories that were passed down by our elders.
From here, you can either take the bus back to the ship or stay downtown to explore further, which is what I did. Exploring downtown Sitka on your own is compact and easy to walk. The very tail end of Lincoln Street, but if you walk straight up the street and veer right, you'll hit the bus stop that brings you back to the ship. The highlights included an old-fashioned fountain and ice cream drugstore. Apparently they have good ice cream here. I think that is the old-fashioned kind of soda fountain. A salt shop selling locally made salt products. Lots of souvenir shops and galleries. There was St. Michael's Church. Beginning of this is at St. Michael's Church. Pretty. As you are exploring Sitka downtown on foot, you can view the fishing boats and potentially spot some wildlife like bald eagles and otters. So I bought some huckleberry taffy and a tea towel and then a card that was hand painted. But they have all kinds of stuff here. Hats, sweatshirts. What is this? Dog toys. And we found a coffee shop where students were performing live jazz for a jazz festival. We're at a coffee shop, but I wanted to show you that here is where you're let off. All this is downtown. And you hang a right and you just walk along, you will hit this park, and it says it's a half a mile width here. I think it's about a mile, to be honest, and then walking within here is a mile. But there, over at this part, you can see the spawning salmon, and it's just a nice little walk. It's totem poles and things, and then you can walk back across the street here. And there's lots of places to eat. There's the church to see. And if you keep walking straight down Lincoln Street, there's all kinds of shops. And then you'll run into the harbor and you'll see the boat, another totem pole. So all this area is pretty small. And we went this way up the hill, up over here, and we are at a coffee shop. Behind the Burger Shack, the Subway, and then there's something called a White Flower coffee shop. So these are all places you can go that are off the main drag, which is that direction. This is the pickup area, so you have to get in a line, and they say it's pretty frequent. I just would make sure you time it. So it seems to be a little bit better than when I was here before. That's how it looks, but it went pretty quick. I'd say it only took like 10 minutes.
Swan Lake is a man-made freshwater lake back from the 1800s. There's no swans on it yet. The swans come back around November and they leave in March. But this was used to harvest ice for people with ice boxes back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So they would cut big ice blocks out of it, wrap it up with burlap and insulate with sawdust, and they would ship it down as far south as California.
So whether you splurge on a guided tour or explore on your own, you'll come up with a true sense of this beautiful town. Organized tours are useful if mobility is limited, and Alaska excursions can be pricey, so know what's worth splurging on versus what's accessible on your own. This is like one of my favorite spots, I think, in Alaska. I just love the pristineness of it. It's so fresh and clean, and You will enjoy it. It's a really downtown's fun too for all the shops and the craziness, but there's something about this place that's just so beautiful, and I really enjoy it. So thanks so much for watching. It's been my pleasure showing you Sitka. Subscribe for more cruise tips and travel information, and if you found this helpful or enjoyable, please make sure you hit that like button. Your subscribes and likes are really important to me. Thanks so much, and we will catch you in the next video. Happy cruising. Oh, this is the walk down. It's kind of a little bit of a hill here. So we've got Westerdam, Holland, America, and then we're right next door. You can check out my Ruby Princess playlist and what the ship has to offer right here. Thank you so much for watching. Happy cruising, and until next time.